Welcome back, noobs. This one is a PVZ, also from, you guessed it, IEM Katowice, featuring our favorite Zerg in the world. He's the Ukrainian Zerg, representing Team Expert in the red. His name is Bly, and he's facing off against the French Protoss from Team Cascade in the blue trunks. His name is DnS. Ben, throw down a score prediction real quick.
2-0 Bly.
2-0 Bly. Okay, that's a fair score prediction.
We have to root for Bly now, anyway.
Yeah, we're Bly fanboys
Yeah.
on this Starcraft channel now. Could we tweet at Bly and let him know that we are casting all of his uncasted games, and maybe he can become a noof fanboy, and then we can develop a relationship, and we can meet our one true hero.
That might be cool. Maybe he would respond.
He might. If I DM'd him, he might respond. Otherwise, probably not. Ben, real quick, take a guess on the career earnings for DnS.
Hit the microphone there. Let's see.
How dare you?
I'm gonna go with. Wait, is he French or German?
French.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna go with $56,729.
Ooh, okay. Talk about the difference between French and German there. Was that a joke, or was there any actual...
No, I know that
the
Germans used to have a bunch of leagues, so if he was German, I would have guessed higher.
Well, Ben, I regret to inform you that you actually more than doubled his actual career earnings.
Oh, I should have gone lower for French.
Yes, which are in fact $27,707.01. Maybe you were factoring in the... maybe you weren't factoring in the new relative strength in the American dollar. Maybe you were trying to convert from euros to dollars. That's what it was, wasn't it? I'm giving you an out here.
Yeah, that was totally it.
Okay, fair. Back to the game, which, by the way, this is a best of 3, just so you know going into it. So if this is a very short video, that's why. Yep, it says so right there. Right, but you know, Ben, some people don't pay attention to things. I have been watching professional games and had casters say that the series is over and been very confused.
Speaking of what best of a series is, so today in the Go for SE2 April finals, I believe it was.
Okay. Today being, for the viewers, April 15th.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the grand finals of the tournament, it was Stefano versus Guru.
Okay.
And Guru apparently was confused as to whether the series was best of 5 or not, and it was.
Okay.
And so apparently they had a discussion multiple times in lobby chat, but then in game, I think game number 2, when it was 1-1,
yes.
Guru was repeatedly asking in-game chat, is it best of 5? And Stefano was just not responding at all, right? So Stefano was just totally ignoring him. And then 6 minutes in, after being repeatedly ignored in his, questioning about whether it was a best of 5,
yes.
Guru then types GLHF, and Stefano. So Stefano immediately replies with his GL, HF after having ignored him, and then Guru's like, "Is it best of 5?" And then Stefano doesn't say anything. It was really funny.
That's awesome. That's crucial mind games.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, DNS is actually skipping the Oracle here. I mean, I'm sure he's going to get an Oracle after this Phoenix.
Yeah.
But he's going Phoenix first, which is cool. We are casting pretty old games at this point. So.
Yeah.
This is not the new post-Dropper Lord nerf meta, so everybody's going to be going Stargates every game. You see he has that Oracle queued up on the Stargate.
No, I'm not zoomed out. How can I see off the side of the map if I'm not zoomed out?
Oh, good question. Maybe you're not seeing off the side of the map, and the map on this particular day just happens to be very dark.
Maybe.
Out there.
Yeah, see, it shouldn't let me go any further than like this.
No.
Maybe it's the old version. It's getting a little weird.
Maybe. Also, he canceled that Oracle that he was queuing up. That's funny. I think he might as well... Maybe... Okay, so he's doing one again.
Okay.
I wonder what that's about. Maybe he wanted the Twilight Council earlier.
Maybe. Yeah, so it's a little
Phoenix.
I remember it's kind of funny when we first started practicing our casting, doing these WCS Leipzig games, right?
Yep.
I was annoyed because the ZvP meta was like before the Dropper Lords became a big thing. And so I was wondering if we wouldn't get those games, and now it's sort of gone full circle. And we're now past that meta.
Yep. And yes, exactly. And so we're having to remember things. I mean, PvZ hasn't changed that much. People do Archon drops, but generally Stargate is standard still. But at this point in the game, you were going to make at least one Oracle and at least one Phoenix, 100% no matter what.
Yeah.
And that was just what was going to happen. By the way, Bly is making a heck ton of Zerglings.
Yeah, well, there's this big Adept move out coming out from DnS with the fast waves. And so you have to make some units to deal with this. So Bly actually going for the fast Hydras. More recently, Roaches have become a lot more popular in the meta just because they're pretty good all around against random stuff with Adepts. But it looks like these Lings should be able to kill a few of them and actually maybe get back on top of the Adepts. And, even more Lings. Yeah, so he should be able to clean up these Adepts. That Oracle, he needs to not lose the Oracle. So,
yeah, this is...
Yeah, 6 Adepts going down, and you can see Bly, having killed those Adepts, immediately goes into 13 drones.
Yep, and he'll put some light pressure on the 3rd, but he shouldn't be able to get it. That Oracle can come back and help if he needs it, but it looks like he has a bunch of Adepts. This is the same 6 Adepts move out that we saw from Neeb in that series against Ragnarok/HB, where the idea is just to facilitate a 3rd, so not the end of the world that he didn't get any damage down here. He did force a bunch of Lings, and he got his 3rd up, so now they're both on 3 bases. And they'll be pretty comfy moving from here. Meanwhile, DnS is finally just starting his upgrades. He's grabbing that Baneling nest because there's still just Adepts coming out and moving across the map, and you're going to want Banelings for those.
Yeah, so Bly's just getting into that Hydraling Baneling style, which is a nice solid mid-game ZvP. Of course, nowadays Lurkers are a lot more popular, but at this point in the meta, definitely the Hydraling Baneling was the way to go. And oh wow, actually shading into the natural here. He's going to be able to get some drones here, but he might end up losing a bunch of these Adepts.
Yeah, he's going to get some drones, and he's also going to be able to wiggle himself into these minerals and end up avoiding giving off too much surface area. So he'll kill basically all of the Zerglings, and then shade into the main. Wow, he's killed 8 drones with this, and he still has 5 Adepts in here. He's going to be able to, find that little pocket right exactly there, make sure that he's not going to lose all of these Adepts. In fact, oh my gosh, this is very annoying.
Yeah, the drones having to try and fight these Glaive Adepts. Oh, this is, like, almost over.
I know, this is really bad, because Bly hasn't been droning up at all. Oh my gosh, and more Adepts are coming into the main base. Wow, DnS is actually kind of giving him the old runaround.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, he's killed 17 drones. This is almost critical damage. He's up 22 probes already.
Yeah.
They're even on bases. He's going to pick up all 3 of the Adepts. Oh my gosh, this is brutal.
This is very brutal.
You hate to see this, Ben.
This Hydra's just gonna push this Warp Prism away. Of course, not that I couldn't dive on top of one Hydra, but okay, a few more.
Yeah, and in fact, he's going to do that.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's just
that's
two.
not enough yet.
2 Hydras. Why?
Okay, there's the Adepts that he needs.
Okay.
For some reason, he must have lost one of the Adepts.
Yes, and I want to make very clear here that what you're getting right now is not impartial casting, because even though I am a Protoss, I am 100% rooting for Bly this series. I imagine that you were doing the same. So the little part of me is dying. But DnS basically has the game exactly where he wants it, because they've been both sitting on 3 bases forever. DnS is still up 12 drones. He's almost finished +1, so they'll be even on upgrades. He's been making Immortals behind this. Ben, can you check the units tab real quick?
Not in a very good place.
No.
2 Immortals.
So he has 2 Immortals
and 2
already.
Templar, 3 Templar now.
Oh. Storm is almost
done.
finished.
Charge is almost done. +1's almost done.
Yeah.
And there's the Lurker Den going down for Bly. So he's going to get those Lurkers, which could be a potential comeback mechanism, and he does have at least even upgrades. But honestly, Immortal, Charge Lot, Storm, if you just have a bigger army, it's not that hard to kill Lurkers with it.
Yep. So DnS he's in a really good position. He should be able to close out this game, but you never know. Bly has a 4th starting now, as DnS still maintains the supply advantage. All these Adepts are being annoying. The 4 Prism is still moving around. This will be scouted. DnS has to decide whether or not to move out. I would expect him not to, because he can get pretty comfy and just make a 4th as well. He also knows exactly where the Hydras are.
He does see the Oracle. Oh, but the Adepts have walked into the natural. He's now lost 8 drones.
Oh no.
Does get the Oracle though.
Yikes. Yeah, that's DnS, I guess, multitasking with the Adepts. It's funny, because both of those little clumps of units, well, the one clump and the one Oracle, could see each other the whole time. DnS, by the way, actually taking that 4th a little bit. Normally you'd expect him to take it in that kind of bottom, a little down to the left position right there.
Yeah.
But he's staying farther away from Bly, which is surprising to me, because he pretty clearly has the larger army.
Yeah, I guess the nice thing here is that you end up with a slightly smaller area to defend in terms of, you know, basically here and here. Yep. Instead of having to defend sort of over here and then also over here. So I guess I don't know if he always does this, but there is, you know, some justification for taking the base down there. These Hydras are going to run up and actually might get that pylon. Because it'll shut down the warpin and the cannon.
Oh no! I think neither of those pylons by the Nexus are fast warpin pylons either. So he has to walk the whole base back. This is actually pretty annoying. Yeah. Now Blythe's going to lose all of these Hydras, which isn't great.
Yeah, but
he'll get 7 probes. 8 probes.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah, and he paused the production on that Robo for so long. Which is
there's still no pylon here yet. That's 2 gateways. Okay, the Robo comes back, but he's still missing the gateways. He's finally going to start powering those back up. But you're right, that's going to really hurt the immortal counts. And you can see DNS floating a lot of money too, probably because he's lost his production.
Yeah, you can't get those air upgrades you'd expect to see at this point in the game either.
Yeah.
All right, so Blythe's going to get active on the map. He cannot actually take this fight. There's 4 lurkers and 5 Hydras and some Lings. He will get destroyed if he decides to fight here. There's so many storms for DNS and some Archons and some Immortals, although it's kind of funny. It's one of those Protoss armies that has it's all meat.
Yeah.
You know? There's no skin. There's nothing to actually...
It's like the boneless chicken breast of armies.
Yes, it is. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's all edible meat. But sometimes you need that bone, you know?
So a very good position here Bly gets for being able to burrow on this Nexus, and now DNS is going to have to engage into him, but he's got a lot of units.
Yeah, surprising that DNS would end up in that position, but he should be fine now. He can drop that Storm, clear out all the Lings. I think he's killed 2 lurkers already, so there's only 2 left. Now his
lurkers are getting some big shots there.
I know, he needs to not engage right there. That's terrible.
There's only
he can come in from both sides. He can storm this now. Yeah. And he'll be able to clean this up real quick. Now he has fallen behind in supply, and in the background, Bly has managed to start his 5th base.
Oh, he's got a bunch of workers.
Oh my god! Whoa! Bly is totally pulling this back. He's killed 20 probes while I'm prattling on about starting a 5th base. Hey, you know, Bly's actually making this happen. Where's DNS's army? He has been so slow to respond to this.
Now, is there recall? He might be able to Oh, there's not recall. So he can't even recall to the main. So how's he going to get up this ramp against 4 lurkers? That's going to be really expensive.
He's gonna need to wait for the High Templar to come over to storm, and he will do that. And he will clean out this army, but in the meantime, he's down to 48 probes. He's lost so many Templar. Oh my gosh, he's gonna get this. Wow, dude, Ben.
Yeah, this is like a crazy comeback, really. He's now up in workers by a huge amount, and he has an even army supply. His tech isn't like incredible, but he does still have lurkers, or he can make lurkers. These Hydras still being annoying in the main. The 4th base is going to die here.
DNS has just been so pulled apart by this. He just hasn't really responded at all to Bly moving across the map. I don't know if he didn't expect him to move across the map, but his army has been so slow, and this I'm not sure. Okay, it looks like there's 1 storm with this army, but otherwise it's just Immortals.
Well,
meanwhile, oh yikes, still more. Oh my god, Bly's won this game, Ben. He's got 30 workers, DNS does. Bly, meanwhile, is all over the map. He's got exactly as many workers as you would want. He's got the 5th finished. I'm sure that he's saturating that soon. He's got this huge army marching towards the 3rd base. DNS is not really mining in a heck of a lot of places. Oh, that Immortal's very close to him.
Bly needs to get these lurkers to finish and then push in. Looks like he's going to try and burrow over here between the bases and kind of cut DNS off again. But his lurkers are now separated from the rest of his army, and with some storms on these Hydras, that lurker goes down. Looks like he's going to burrow these lurkers up at the 3rd base while this army distracts and pulls the main army of DNS out of position. Oh, and that's going to be really rough.
Yeah, so these 3 Archons are all that he has at this base. Meanwhile, there's 6 lurkers just sieging up. Oh my gosh, and DNS's attention was split, so Bly managed to move in before the storms hit and grab most of these Immortals. Just 1 Immortal left? This is... Oh, it's going to fall too. DNS has absolutely lost this game. At this point, we're waiting for him to just reconcile himself with the fact that he grabbed a huge lead with the Adepts early on in the game, and then just got completely pulled apart by Bly. He's got this miniature army over here by the 3rd, but now he has to evacuate the probes there. He's going to have to attack straight into lurkers, which is never good. Loses all of the Zealots almost immediately. GG! Bly takes game number 1 with a huge comeback after losing a bunch of drones to the Adepts.
That was a really impressive comeback there from Bly with the lurkers pulling it back, which I would like to note. I did say that the lurkers could be a comeback mechanism.
Yeah, I know. I'm shocked that worked. It looked, the DNS was all set up. He just got out of position a bunch of times and didn't respond at all to the lurkers at his natural. It took him so long to clear out everything from his 4th because his army was basically just parked by his 3rd base. That was really odd. Bly did a really good job, but it felt like something that DNS really should have been able to carry through to the end of the game.
Yeah, for sure. But that's sort of the mark of a good player, is being able to kind of play to your outs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he knew that he was really far behind there, but he knew that he specifically went for something that could have just been cleaned up, but gave him a chance to actually take it back and get the win, and it happened to pay off. And so he converted a game that was basically lost into an actual win. And so that's
exactly.
really important as a professional gamer to be able to do that.
Or even on ladder, I get tilted all the time.
Yeah.
I very rarely come back because I just get very tilted and I'm losing. What you zooming in on your Ben? The gateway and the pylon?
And this little circle.
Yes. It's not really a circle though, because it's got the four little things.
Well, there's a circle, a second circle, a third circle, a fourth circle, and then the four things, and then two more circles around them that kind of go through.
But none of those. Okay, that's fair. I'll buy that. Hey Ben, you ready for a bold prediction for what DNS is going to build next?
What? Forge?
Stargate.
Well, turns out it was a cyber core.
Oh, we're both wrong. Oh, terrible.
It'd be really funny if you built a Forge there, though.
Yeah, I'm really glad that PvZ is less scripted now, because it was really, really boring to play the early game in this patch, because it was the same thing every single time. No matter
Bly really doesn't want this probe to be cannon rushing, I guess.
Apparently.
Good to be safe when you're up.
I wonder if Bly is willing to pull out a Nidus, or if he's going to be super lame and just play actual Starcraft.
A Nidus would be fun.
For this whole series. Nidus would be a freaking
He leaves a worker on gas, so we could get a reasonably fast layer. But if he really wants a Nidus, he should put some guys back on gas once the probe is dealt with.
Yeah, he's really messing up by not adding drones to gas, and we can build a Nidus.
Yeah.
There. That's it. That's a critical mistake. It will probably cost him the game, if not the entire series.
It's such a big mistake that he actually just straight up loses the whole series this game.
Right, exactly. He gets DQ'd.
Yep.
That's not the reason we brought you to this.
Hey, guess what DNS is going for?
He's going for a Stargate, Ben.
Wow.
Now, here's the earth-shattering question that I'm about to pose to you. And you can choose whether or not to answer it, and I'd be totally okay with you not answering it. Phoenix or Oracle first? Wow, actually, hang on. That's actually interesting. That's fun.
I'm going to go with Phoenix first. Oh, I was like 3 seconds too late to be able to definitively say it before it happened. So now there's some stuff up in the air. I think with this Overlord sitting here, I think you know that there's an approximately 0% chance that the Oracle does anything at all, so you might as well just get the Phoenix and start killing those Overlords.
Yep. And also, often you'll see Protoss has got the Stalker for that Overlord, but it looks like DNS is consistently going for the 6 Adept push out. Yeah. And so he doesn't have time to actually make that Stalker.
Yeah, there's the Twilight here. Here's a Robo. Is this Robo a little fast for that 6 Adept thing? I'm not 100% sure. Because you don't...
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe he's just gonna...
Yeah, because all he needs is for...
Does he know anything
By the way,
about...
that's being snuck out.
Okay.
He isn't...
He does know about this.
That's lame. That's no fun at all.
And a little counterattack prepared here for Bly. So that'll be helpful if DNS ever... It looks like maybe he's going to try and time it right when the 6 Adept move out happens to run into the natural and kill a few probes.
Yeah, although Bly's actually not going to go for the 6 Adept.
You're right.
I think that he's
gonna... this Robo was a little too early for that, Ezra.
Yeah, apparently. So he's got the charge, he's got 6 gateways, he's going to be walking across the map.
This is a really deadly build against Hydraling openings, which looks like what Bly is trying to do. You really need at least a Baneling Nester, ideally a Roach Warren.
Yep.
To have any chance here. Let's see, is he even mining gas? He's only got 2 guys on gas in total. So yeah, so this is going to be an extremely all-in Zealot approach here, or Zealot attack here. And okay, he fakes the 3rd, but I doubt he's actually going to drop this Nexus.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. And if he does, it'll just be 400 minerals invested into
Okay,
Bly.
now that Bly sees this, he'd better be scared.
Yeah, he should know. It's going to be hard for Bly to defend in part because of that gold base. And I almost wonder if DNS decided to do this based on... Oh, Hydras, that's good. I almost wonder if he decided to do this because of the gold. So he's got a bunch of Zealots going there.
Those links are getting through.
DNS!
Very slowly.
Okay, he's walled. He's fine. There's a bunch of gateways, too. His Adepts made it out. That's actually pretty cute to shade them behind the things there.
Yeah.
That's a clever move.
Okay.
So he'll probably do one more warp in of Zealots and then move in. The nice thing about this build is also that you can be tricky by attacking with Zealots on one front and then running the Warp Prism around on another front. Because you have, I think he has 8 gateways at this point, maybe 7. And actually, I think that he has 8. I think that he just chose not to use one there.
Oh, these queens going to start shooting the Warp Prism. It's going to be a little tricky. The Hydra's about to pop out are going to be really helpful, but if they just get charged on, then they're going to die very quickly.
Yeah, this is a pretty nice timing for DnS to hit because he hit right before the Hydras popped out. Now all the links have been cleared out. They're just going to be grabbed before they can do anything. Where's the Warp Prism been? I think it's warping in. Okay, so there's going to be more Zealots coming down. It's really just down to these 3 queens, which is not going to be enough. I think DnS is just going to take it really quickly with this timing. Bly went for the gold base with the 3rd, and then I guess didn't end up getting music because he just died. Before anything actually, before it paid off. There's no way you can defend this. There's way too many.
Well, this queen's in a really good position.
That's he had a queen in the same exact position at the natural, which I'm surprised that DnS just accepted it, but I guess he kind of knew that he had too many ballots for this to be fended off. Anyways, so that 3rd base is going to get cleared out.
He's gonna wall off.
Yeah, never a good sign when you've got
He does actually have some Hydras, so he might be able to hold on here.
He should. Yeah.
No, I don't. This is way too many Zealots. Okay, I take that back.
And it's only 2 bases, and there's a second Warp Prism even if this one dies. By the way, that Evo Chamber is going to fall. Now the Zealots are going to start going in. He can even warp in behind. The force fields. Actually, force fields might not be that helpful because the surface area is gone. Doesn't matter though. DnS is going to punch through, and he's going to take game number 2 with a pretty lethal, just straight charge slot.
Yep.
All in on DnS on Bly. GG says Bly. DnS takes game number 2. Ben's prediction is proven wrong.
Aww.
And we're headed into a match-deciding game number 3.
I think there's something really interesting about, going back and casting these games that are a little bit out of the current meta, because you can make some interesting insights. Like that build in particular, I think has been really a big driver of the meta, and is why I think that build is a significant part of why you see Zerg players dropping these Roach Warrens now. So I mean, obviously you see the Roach Warrens against more than just these like Stargate openings.
Yeah.
But it was figured out that mass charge lot attack is really good against Hydra lane, and that forced, and because previously just getting out fast Hydras was considered a pretty decent approach.
Yep.
And it doesn't work it's not too bad against these adept-based all-ins, but against the mass charge lot, you just die because charge lots just kill all your Hydras. So we can sort of see why Zerg players have had to change. Oh, wow, that probe
not quite
could have blocked it, but I think didn't. I think if he'd microed it correctly, he was there fast enough.
Am I crazy, or is that hatch off by a bit?
You're crazy.
I'm probably crazy.
Yeah.
Fair
Although
enough.
it looks like that. I'm pretty sure I thought the same thing in a game recently. But
yeah.
I'm pretty
Might
much
be just a weird
catalyst
catalyst thing.
Yeah, that it's in the right place.
Yeah. Oh well. So DnS is going to be doing the same exact thing as usual.
We see a bit of an early gas from Bly. It's like 5 seconds earlier than the normal. And I'm curious if this means that Bly is he wants some extra gas for some reason, or if it's. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything weird. It can just be getting that speed a little bit sooner. But Zerg players prefer generally to just get the 16 on minerals and then basically rally and get that gas around 110. So if Bly went for it earlier, knowing Bly, there's a good chance that he's got something up his sleeve that he's looking to do this game.
And this is the map where we saw the game of many Niduses.
That is true.
Earlier. Which is very exciting.
It's not the matchup in which we saw the game of many Niduses, but maybe it's a versatile approach.
Yep. And even if it's not Nidus, and it almost definitely is not Nidus, he could still be up to some shenanigans.
Well, you don't know that yet.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see what the gas mining looks like.
So he also hasn't started speed. So he didn't start speed for a while, which is kind of weird after getting a fast gas.
No, I think he got speed right when he had the gas.
No, he was floating 100 for a little while. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. For about maybe 2 seconds.
Okay, it looked to me like it was longer, but maybe I just missaw or something. Anyway, we see DnS opening with a Stargate, interestingly.
Shockingly, probably going to go for a Phoenix again. He's going to chrono boost some
These
Adepts
Zerg
again.
ones get around. These might be, depending on how the timing works out, if these Okay, the Adept should be able to get them. But if he gets into the main, that'll be a little bit annoying.
Yeah, he should be. Well, he's going to get into the main, actually, because he won't be able to catch it
this
until
Adept, I think, should be able to kill it before it sees anything.
It doesn't really matter, because the Overlord's in the main anyway, so he gets all the scouting information that he needs. DNS just checks that there's a third. He'll just shade in and check the drone count here, because he doesn't have the second Adept, so you know for sure he's not going to dive.
Yep.
We'll see that things are pretty normal over here. Hop out and go back home. Now, okay, so DNS is once again gone for Phoenix first, because he's just making a bunch of Adepts.
And there's this Overlord sitting right next to the Stargate.
Yep, he'll make another gateway after this one that's warping now, and then he'll drop a Twilight and a Robo. The question here is whether he's going to go for another weird all-in like he did last game, whether he might go for the 6 Adept push out with a third behind it. Where's the second gateway? That's weird. Maybe he was waiting for the Oracle money. But I'm not sure. Huh.
Wait, you mean the third gateway?
Yeah, the third gateway.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna delay it until he wants like to go up to 4 or so.
Yeah, I guess if you're feeling pretty comfortable, there's no real reason, and normally you would use it for the Adepts, but he's probably not gonna go for that this game. So
there aren't any speedlings here with these Adepts coming out. Oh, this drone. That drone.
Oh! Saved by circumstance.
Yes.
Love to see that.
Very lucky drone.
Yeah. This Oracle, by the way, gonna get absolutely nothing done at all. DNS, when he lost the Oracle last game, or 2 games ago, he just remade it, which is kind of funny. You usually don't see people remake an Oracle that late in the game. But I guess for the way that he handles the matchup, by the way, he's getting charge again for his...
Oh, he is.
Oh.
Let's see, but he's only on 4 gateways right now. Oh.
Yeah.
Very bright light.
Okay, there.
Okay, oh, this Oracle, there's nothing here.
Yikes, what the heck? Did Bly get kind of metagamed into just not building spores because the Oracle was coming out so late? 9 drones is terrible.
That's
9 drones to 1 Oracle is brutal. Hey, by the way, Ben, DNS is adding a Templar Archive, so it's not going to be the same.
This Ling run by is nice, denying the third.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that he planned to make the third anyways, because he's got this warp prism.
He doesn't have enough. He only he's going up to 6, but
yes.
I think you want. Do you want more than 6 for Charge Lot Archon? I don't remember.
No, for Charge Lot Archon, I don't think you do, but it's not a. I don't know. It's.
Okay, it looks like.
He's going to get the third. I was going to say it's not a common all-in to wait until you have Archons.
I've seen it some before.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he's going to actually get the third this time, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I guess that Ling Run by did actually deny the third. Which is pretty good. He must have made those gateways knowing that he had the extra minerals. Charge is going to finish,
is he going to be able to get this?
Shouldn't be able to with Charge.
Oh, he splits off some of this. Oh, I think he could have committed to it if he knew that the Zealots weren't all coming, but I don't know. Okay, so the Warp Prism warping an Archon. Yeah. So it is going to be, I think, a pretty strong pressure here, if not entirely all in. Bly, you can see, it only has 43 workers, but that's probably not a bad thing, just building up a bunch of units. He has a Spine here. He's building 7 Banelings, which is going to be quite good against Zealots. Oh, and the Lynx come back in and are going to deny the third.
That is rough. That forces DNS into not completely all in here, but he's going to have to do some... Oh, yikes. What was that about?
I guess he didn't want to warp in that close.
Going back into probe production, is he going to try to reestablish that third? I'm confused. Okay, he is. Oh man, he is really kind of indecisive in this game. These Lings are going to get both these Zealots, by the way. Okay, there's a warp in to help. That's nice. So he's going to go back home and just try to make his third, but like 2 minutes later than you would normally expect to see a third go down in this matchup.
Yeah.
Which is pretty rough. Bly hasn't been hardcore droning because he was expecting either a strong pressure or an all-in, so that's nice for DNS. He's not super far behind economically, and Bly doesn't have a 4th or anything, but indecisive play. I don't know. I guess maybe he didn't have the gateways to actually go all in.
Yeah, so he's going to get that Storm out, which is obviously going to be super helpful. And Bly did build a bunch of units, so his drone count is not great here. But with the third base being late, DNS isn't getting as much income off of these drones, or these probes that he could. We see Bly now going to go and take the 4th, and is building 14 more drones. So that'll put him in a decent position economy-wise. The question is, what is he going to try and do in the mid-game? Is he going to go for Lurkers again, which worked in Game 1? or is he going to just stick to this Hydraling Baneling style? We do see the Baneling speed, so it looks like that's probably going to be Bly's approach to this game.
Yeah, one thing that'll help him a lot is that DnS is actually just making his first Immortal now, which at this point in the matchup you would expect him to have 3 or 4, and maybe even have started a second Robo if he's going for Zealot Archon. And he's also just started +1. Bly doesn't have any upgrades, does he?
No.
He's just starting his first Evo chamber now, so they're both getting pretty late upgrades. And DnS is actually not building a second Immortal, surprisingly. And he's actually, he's going to go for an Observer instead? Interesting. Well, okay, there goes the second Robo.
Yeah.
Maybe he can start to catch up eventually.
Bly's worker count has still not been incredible. With how there's been no pressure since the initial attack, and so you'd think that Bly could have just basically tried to get up to like 80 drones on 4 bases and just been able to make a bunch of units here. He is still a little bit up in supply, but I think he probably could have negotiated into a bit of a better position than he actually has. Oh, these storms are going to be really good. Baneling speed is not done yet, and that's going to make it really hard for these Banelings to get much done.
Yep, he got some Zealots there, which is nice, but he had a whole pocket of Banelings. That was not a good trade for Bly at all.
No.
I think probably from Bly's perspective, once you cancel the third, you kind of run through a checklist of the ways that you could lose, and the immediate one that comes to your mind, especially as DnS moves out, is that he might just all-in you and you might lose. But that meant that he didn't keep up the drone production that you'd expect. DnS starting that 4th, that's going to be a point of contention in a second as these wings kind of run down that banana corner on the right.
Yep.
And DnS should be able to handle that, but we saw him get pulled.
Oh, they're actually trying to Banelings. This is not the correct thing, because they're just going to get scouted.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate for Bly.
That is. DnS... Yeah, okay. He's not actually going to move across that.
I wonder if these might actually be able to kill the Nexus. If they wanted to.
I wonder what they'll decide to do with them. I mean, they're going to be scouted, so we have to make them useful somehow.
On that.
They're just going to run by. Okay. And probably just get some Zealots. Okay, whatever. Not the end of the world. Less exciting than it could have been, but not the end of the world. DnS is starting to move across that creep highway. Okay, he's going to turn around again.
Clear it out a little bit, which is good. You don't want the creep to be over all the way up here.
Yeah, absolutely, because that makes his next available base basically impossible to take.
Bly's got a lot of money, and that's going to turn into a lot of lurkers very soon. And my concern here is that DnS did not show a very convincing anti-lurker defense in game number 1.
No.
And so he's going to need to, figure that out here, because there's going to be a lot of lurkers soon. Although if he kills all the Hydras right now before there are any lurkers... Well,
he could, but this is not a super scary army to me. I mean, there's some storms, but... Okay, finally the Immortals join up.
Yeah.
That's a not that beefy army without 4 of the Immortals if they're all in different places.
These Zealots, some of these, let's see, that Zealot isn't real.
Oh, he's going to get a free Immortal for this. That's a nice little win for him.
That is very nice.
And he should be able to just get out
of because there's rocks.
Or not. Never mind. That's a crazy anticipation there.
He needs more lurkers though. He's got 2k, and plenty of supply, and he's just not making anything.
Yeah.
He's got these lurkers just sitting here unburrowed. This is very odd. I don't get why he's not building anything with all his money. Oh,
no,
these probes.
I agree. So, DnS again might just kind of be pulled out of position in this game. Lurkers are going to siege up. They're going to get cleared out really quickly. Oh, yikes. Yeah. You gotta just let those die, I guess. But meanwhile, Bly is going to have a little bit of a run by of Hydras here. They're going to beat those Zealots if it's just those two. He's going to grab this pylon in the front again.
That Immortal actually got out. Shouldn't have.
Yeah, he could have killed that before the Immortal got out. But DnS is not going to respond to it with this whole army, which is kind of annoying. He's just going to have to keep wasting warpins when he's already down 2 gateways. Eventually it'll clear it out. Meanwhile, he isn't moving across the map. I don't think there's a warp prison with this.
There's no lurkers here. Because Bly was spending money from mutas, but he only has 16 mutas. That's I guess that explains why he wasn't spending his money.
By the way, Primo casting for 16 mutas before we realize what he's doing. Sorry, guys.
This is going to be a base trip, but there's cannons and a shield battery. Nothing's going to happen here. There's nothing here.
Although there is an Artosis pylon right there with the forge.
That is true. Although it's only 2 gateways right now that are actually being used from that pylon.
Yeah. Okay. So those stalkers are going to lose. Yeah, I think that this is going to. You know who I favor in the base trade then?
Generally the Zerg player, but...
Is the Zerg player with mutas.
But the mutas are not... There's only so many mutas. They don't have upgrades, and this army from Protoss is extremely scary. If Bly had more lurkers, I think he should just be trying to make lurkers, because lurkers are so good at defending your base in a base trade. And he's got money. He could make 7 lurkers right now. Ooh, those banelings do not get anything done, and these lurkers are going to have to run for their lives.
No, that was really tricky. And so, okay, so these mutas are going to be able to shut down the mining. The 2 Archons at home.
And a Phoenix.
Yeah. You know, DNS is in a really, really good spot. He might actually just... Oh, there's Archons at both bases, both mining bases.
Okay, this attack is going to do a lot of damage.
And you should be able to clear out the Archons with this, but at home... Okay, so let's take stock of the situation. Those Archons are going to die right now, and the third is going to... Oh, he's going to recall. Oh, okay. How much of his army is recall is the question. Enough is the answer.
Looks like all of it got recalled, except this Observer.
Yeah, poor Observer back home. So, DNS is making more mutas, or Bly is making... DNS, unfortunately, not making mutas. Bly is making
That's
more
his
mutas.
Mistake this game.
Yeah.
Oh, there's now three Phoenixes.
Yikes. I mean...
Oh, losing these mutas is
really
bad.
ugly. And actually, these Phoenixes can beat those mutas, because 2 of them are so weak. So that's the end of the mutas. And
well, there's more mutas is the issue. If he had just gone into lurkers, that would be fine. But the fact that he's making more mutas and then lost all his mutas is really bad for him.
Yeah, because those become dead weight at this point, and DNS just has a much scarier army. I think that Bly, it's really tough to imagine him coming back from
And
this.
it's also 4 bases for the Protoss and 2 bases for the Zerg, and the worker count is even.
Yeah, and the second base for the first base is basically completely mined out, and the second one is mining out.
Yeah.
At this point, so he's not really going to have an economy until the third finishes, which should happen eventually. But DNS has much stronger army. He has complete control of the map. He can move in and take out this third whenever he wants to. I think that DNS is going to beat our favorite Zerg.
Yeah, I think he probably is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Bly, I think maybe could have done the game or gotten to win this game, but a few little things here and there, losing those mutas hurt, and just not making the lurkers really. So this attack is going to be very hard for him to stop.
He also took so long to get up to that drone count that you would expect.
Yeah.
For a mid or late game Zerg, and it's interesting because DNS was super indecisive, but it's almost like it tricked DNS into also being indecisive at the same time. Mm-hmm. And so they both ended up kind of in a similar position, and then DNS looks to have gotten the better end of the base trade this time. So I guess Bly's going to stay in the game for a while, I guess, or at least until this final engagement. He has some lurkers, which actually makes it pretty difficult to attack in here, but DNS can just move into this natural because there are no lurkers here anymore.
And all the units
can zone the storms. Yep. So there's really only one mining base for Bly at this point, and all of his tech buildings are going to be cleared out. He's going to lose everything down to his spawning pool. So you would expect Bly to GG any minute now.
Yeah, I think this might actually... Yeah, I think losing this game actually puts Bly out of the tournament.
Oh, I see.
So that's probably why he hasn't left yet. He's going to give one last effort to base trading here. These 2 mutas are going to die to stalkers and shield batteries, and there are going to be a lot of lurkers here. So, Bly's going to keep going at it, but in the long term, DNS should have no trouble cleaning this up eventually with his, maxed out army. To the 50 army supply of Bly. Oh, the Observer is dying. You don't want to lose those.
Yeah, DNS, where's his army? Where did it go? Oh, he recalled to his force.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Woo! For a second I thought maybe somehow off-screen all of DNS's army had died, but unfortunately not. Bly GG's, and DNS takes the series 2-1. Thank you guys for watching. There will be 2 videos up on the screen right about now. Click on those if you want to go ahead. Whether or not you do, comment, like, dislike, or just go have a nice day. Do how you feel. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.